What if aging isn't the fading of your story, but the beginning of your most profound awakening? As the years pass, society often tells us to shrink, to speak less, to dream smaller, to quietly step aside for the young. We're taught to trade our hopes for memories, to see aging as decline rather than transformation. But Buddhism invites us to see it differently. Old age is not an ending, it is the blossoming of wisdom. It's a sacred stage where you no longer need to rush, compete, or prove your worth. You have lived deeply through love and loss, joy and pain, and each experience has shaped the wisdom that now resides within you. This is the season to pause, reflect, and use all that life has taught you to cultivate peace, clarity, and meaning. This journey isn't about resisting age, it's about embracing it, letting go of what no longer serves you, and turning your attention toward inner freedom and serenity. In this video, we'll explore 6 timeless Buddhist lessons for living with fulfillment and peace in your later years. Listen slowly, let the words settle in your heart. Think of this as a quiet conversation between your soul and your wisdom, a reminder that your life still holds purpose, beauty, and infinite depth, waiting to be discovered. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Let go of what no longer serves you. In Buddhism, letting go isn't a sign of weakness, it's an act of strength and courage. As you grow older, you'll notice that life naturally begins to remove what no longer belongs. Unnecessary possessions, draining relationships, or ambitions that once mattered but no longer speak to your heart. Instead of resisting this change, learn to embrace it. You are not losing, you are clearing space. Think of your mind as a room that has collected things over the years, some precious, others simply taking up space. Old resentments, regrets, people you tried to please, and unrealistic expectations of yourself. All these mental objects weigh you down and crowd your peace. Letting go doesn't mean erasing your past. It means releasing its control over your present. Ask yourself gently, what am I still holding on to that drains me? Which memories or mistakes do I keep replaying? Who am I trying to satisfy while forgetting my own happiness? When you hold on to pain, you suffer twice. Once when it happens, and again when you relive it. The Buddha taught that attachment is the root of suffering, but it's also a habit that can be unlearned. Begin with one simple act of release. Forgive someone who may never ask for forgiveness. Donate something you no longer need. Say no to an obligation that leaves you feeling drained. Letting go might feel uneasy at first, because the ego feeds on attachment, but the soul, it blossoms in freedom. You are not your past. You are not the roles you once played. You are not defined by who left or who stayed. This season of your life is your sacred opportunity to choose. What will you keep? What will you release? And what peace will you invite in its place? The lighter you travel, the freer you feel. Lesson 2. Protect your inner peace by choosing relationships wisely. There comes a stage in life when the noise of the world loses its appeal. In your younger years, you may have maintained relationships out of duty, fear of loneliness, or social expectations. But with time comes clarity. Not everyone deserves access to your peace. Buddhism teaches the importance of Sangha, a circle of companions who nurture wisdom, mindfulness, and compassion. Your Sangha doesn't have to be large. Sometimes it's just one person who brings calm instead of chaos, who listens without judgment, who encourages your peace rather than disturbs it. At this stage of life, you have earned the right to be selective. You can love people from a distance. You can wish them well, without wishing them back into your life. You can choose environments that feel gentle. Ask yourself, who energizes me? Who drains me? Who sees me, not just as I was, but as I am becoming? Peaceful relationships do not demand that you shrink, explain, impress, or defend yourself. They offer presence, not pressure. Listening, not judgment. This is not isolation. This is emotional wisdom. You are no longer collecting companions. You are inviting connections that nourish your soul. Here is a Buddhist affirmation. If it costs my peace, it is too expensive. As you age, your energy becomes sacred, your time becomes precious, and your heart becomes wiser. Keep anyone who protects your peace. Release anyone who threatens it. You deserve relationships that feel like home. Be present. The past is memory. The future is imagination. The third Buddhist lesson is perhaps the most liberating. The only moment that truly belongs to you is this one, not yesterday, not tomorrow, now. As we grow older, the mind tends to wander backward to memories, stories, regrets. We replay conversations that cannot be changed. We revisit choices that can never be undone. But the Buddha teaches, do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Your past is a library of moments. You may visit it when you need wisdom, but you are not meant to live there. The future, on the other hand, is a projection of the mind, shaped by fear, hope, and imagination. The future is the story you tell yourself about what might happen. But now, this moment is real. Every breath is a reminder. You are still here. Presence does not mean forcing yourself to be grateful every second. It means allowing each moment to exist without judgment. Try this simple Buddhist practice. Wherever your body is, bring your mind there too. If you are walking, walk. If you are eating, taste your food. If you are sitting, simply sit. The world teaches us to multitask, to divide our attention, to scatter our thoughts. Buddhism teaches the opposite. Return home to yourself. You don't need to travel to a monastery to practice presence. You can find it in ordinary moments, the sound of warm tea being poured into a cup, the morning light entering your window, the feeling of your breath rising and falling. These simple things become extraordinary when you are fully present. Aging is not a countdown. It is a slow unveiling, a peeling away of everything that distracts you from what really matters. Instead of wishing you were younger, try asking, what beauty exists in this moment? What can I appreciate today that I ignored before? Do not let the future steal the joy of today. Do not let the past steal the peace of now. Life does not happen in memories or plans. Life happens in this breath, this heartbeat, this sacred moment of presence. Lesson 4. Accept impermanence and make peace with change. Everything changes. Everything. Your body changes, your relationships change, your priorities shift, and even the way you see yourself evolves. The Buddhist lesson of impermanence, Anicca, teaches that nothing in life is permanent. And while this truth can feel heavy, it is actually the doorway to peace. When we stop clinging to what used to be, we begin to appreciate what is. As we age, the world around us seems to move faster. People you love may leave your life, some slowly, some suddenly. The face you see in the mirror may no longer match the image you carry in your mind. Moments that once defined you, your work, your roles, your achievements, begin to soften into memories. You might wonder, who am I now when the things I identified with are no longer here? Buddhism offers a steady answer. You are not what changes. You are the awareness witnessing the change. You are not your achievements, nor your appearance, nor the physical strength you once had. You are the observer. You are the consciousness that remains, even when everything else shifts. Impermanence is not something you must defeat. It is something you learn to flow with, like a river that constantly moves, but remains a river. Think about the seasons. Spring blossoms, summer thrives, autumn releases, winter rests. Each season is both temporary and necessary. Aging is simply the winter of life, quiet, reflective, filled with clarity that youth cannot offer. Without winter, no tree would rest. Without rest, no tree would bloom again. When you resist impermanence, suffering increases. You cling to what is already gone. You compare your present self to a past that no longer exists. But when you accept impermanence, something magical happens. You begin to live with gratitude and presence. Instead of saying, "I used to be able to do this," you begin to say, "I am grateful I can still do this." Acceptance does not mean giving up. It means no longer fighting reality. You don't have to like change. You simply stop letting it disturb your peace. Here's a gentle practice. Whenever something changes, your body, your routine, your relationships, say to yourself, "It is changing, and that is the nature of all things." Watch how your heart softens. You will notice that once you stop trying to hold on to everything, life starts to feel lighter. Aging becomes less about loss and more about clarity. Less about what you can no longer do and more about what truly matters now. You become free. The truth is, impermanence is the reason life is precious. If nothing changed, nothing would matter. Every moment would blur together. Instead, we have this gift, the gift of limited time, the gift of finite moments, which makes each moment sacred. Embrace impermanence, and you will stop mourning the passage of time. Instead, you will start honoring it. You will realize that all you ever needed was never the past or future. It was the ability to be fully alive in this moment. Lesson 5. Cultivate meaning through gratitude and simple joy. As we move into the later chapters of life, the world may try to convince us that our value lies in productivity, accomplishment, or the ability to do more, achieve more, and be more. But Buddhism offers an opposite path, finding happiness in less. You don't need a grand purpose, a long list of goals, or impressive achievements. You simply need presence, appreciation, and the willingness to notice the small miracles around you. Gratitude is not a reaction to having everything you want. Gratitude is the recognition that you already have enough. Many people spend their youth chasing happiness, believing that joy is hiding in a future event. When I retire, I will enjoy life, or when I have more money, I'll feel free. But when you reach an age where those goals no longer hold the same power, you realize something profound. Happiness was always available in the small moments you overlooked. Buddhism teaches that the mind creates suffering not from what we lack, but from failing to appreciate what we have. Gratitude shifts the mind from scarcity to abundance. It reminds you that peace is not found in more, it's found in noticing. When you wake up in the morning, instead of thinking, "Another day," try whispering, "I have been given another day." That small shift transforms routine into reverence. You don't need extraordinary days to have an extraordinary life. A cup of warm tea, a quiet morning, the comfort of familiar hands. These are miracles disguised as ordinary moments. In Buddhism, there is a concept called sukha, a deep, enduring joy that comes from contentment, not excitement. Excitement requires constant stimulation. Contentment requires only awareness. Joy doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes joy is silent. Sometimes joy is simply breathing. Try this practice each day. Before you sleep, think of 3 simple things you appreciated today. Not big things, small ones, the taste of something delicious, a conversation that felt genuine, the sunlight through your window. This trains your mind to see life as gift, not burden. Gratitude also helps you release comparison. You stop measuring your life against others. You stop thinking, "At my age, I should have done more." Instead, you begin to think, "At my age, I am grateful for what I have learned." Your life is not defined by what you did or didn't accomplish. Your life is defined by how deeply you lived it, and gratitude leads to another truth. Purpose in older age is not about output, it's about presence. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to catch up. You don't need to compete. You simply need to be here, aware and appreciative. You are still contributing by showing up with kindness, patience and wisdom. You are still shaping the world through every gentle word and every thoughtful gesture. A grateful heart does not need more time. It simply uses the time it has left beautifully, not by chasing, not by wanting, but by noticing. That is the essence of joy. Lesson 6. Live with compassion. Your legacy is how people felt around you. As we reach the later stages of life, we begin to ask deeper questions. What will remain of me? What truly matters? What did my life stand for? The ego wants to measure life by accomplishments, status, or recognition. But Buddhism teaches something beautifully different. Your true legacy is the compassion you leave behind in the hearts of others. Compassion is not simply kindness. It is the ability to see others with gentle understanding. It is the willingness to offer warmth without expecting anything in return. It's the silent recognition in another's eyes that says, "I see your pain and I honor your humanity." There is a Buddhist teaching that says, if you want happiness, practice compassion, not only toward others, but also toward yourself. As we grow older, we often become gentler with others, but harder on ourselves. We replay old mistakes, criticize our aging bodies, and judge our past decisions with today's wisdom. But true compassion begins when you stop waging war against your own heart. Ask yourself, would I speak to someone I love the way I speak to myself? If the answer is no, then it's time to show yourself the same kindness. Begin by forgiving yourself, not because you've earned it, but because you've already carried the burden long enough. You did your best with the awareness you had at that time. Every version of you was learning, growing, and doing what it could to move forward. The Buddha reminded us, you yourself, as much as anyone in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Compassion also means shifting your focus from impact to presence. Maybe you once gave your energy to many people, raising a family, building a career, caring for others. Now, life invites you to give something gentler, your calm presence, your listening heart, your quiet understanding. Presence, patience, listening, wisdom, these are the quiet treasures of age. People may forget your words, but they will never forget how you made them feel. In the later chapters of life, your very presence can become a sanctuary for others. When you sit with someone and truly listen without judgment, you offer what the world needs most, genuine attention. When you forgive without reopening old wounds, you demonstrate deep maturity. And when you speak gently, you remind others that communication can be both kind and strong. Compassion is the language of the awakened heart. Here's a simple Buddhist practice to cultivate it in daily life. Whenever you meet someone, a loved one, a stranger, even a person who challenges you, silently repeat, just like me, this person wants to be happy. Just like me, this person struggles. Just like me, this person deserves peace. In that moment, walls crumble. You stop seeing others as separate or in opposition, and instead you recognize them as fellow travelers navigating the same uncertain path. Compassion doesn't require grand gestures. It asks only for presence. A soft smile to a stranger, a calm tone in a tense moment, a word of comfort when someone feels lost. These small acts ripple far beyond what you can see. Your kindness may fade from memory, but its essence endures. That is the quiet nature of legacy, not loud, but everlasting. As you continue on your journey, remember this truth. Your worth is not defined by how much you do, but by how deeply you are. Your worth does not fade with age, it deepens. You are not becoming less. You are becoming more essential, more grounded, more authentic, and more connected to what truly matters. The greatest gift you can offer the world is the peace you cultivate within, because that peace quietly radiates outward. Compassion is the silent way of saying, I was here, and I made this world a little softer. If these lessons have touched your heart, let them guide your days. Remember, aging is not an ending, but a deeper beginning. You are no longer here to rush through life. You are here to move gently, live fully, and walk your path with purpose. If you wish to continue this journey of mindfulness, peace, and reflection, consider subscribing to Buddhism Insights. Your presence here helps us share calm and wisdom with hearts all over the world. Thank you for listening. May you be peaceful. May you be present. May you be free. Until next time, breathe deeply, live softly, and continue your path with grace.